Welcome to 247 Real Talk. I'm your host, Julian Perry. It's an absolute pleasure to be here with you for another episode of the 247 Real Talk podcast. For the May episode, what I've switched to now is the monthly episodes, and I'm so happy to be here with you. I hope you guys have been well. Welcome to the old subscribers and new subscribers. Even hello to the ones who've left. I hope that you guys are embracing the new format. I know it's farther and fewer between episodes, but it gives me time to refresh and work on other projects and to come to you and bring you something genuine that's on my mind. So sit back, relax, and I'll be right back with this short episode and today's topic. All right, welcome back to the short episode. Like I said, even though it's a monthly episode, it is a short one as I work to reset and work on so many other projects and try to do things that are more beneficial to society and to people and to help so many people are struggling. And what I've encountered and seen over the last few weeks as I've moved around is how so many people have, I can't find the adjective. I want to say disenfranchised. I want to say they've acquiesced. I want to say they've become complacent. But it seems like the whole intention of the powers that be to use shock and awe to desensitize us has worked. And we seem to be all now desensitized, living in a space and living in a world where the most either catastrophic or the most atrocious things can happen around us, and we barely react anymore. It's hard for me to sit here and list things because so much has happened politically across the world, the global economy, foreign affairs. All these things have happened. They're impacting different segments of our society. And it's strange to me to see how, or to hear and to live through the silence. There are voices out there that speak, but they seem to be all detached from each other and singular. There was a time when you had movements, when you had hundreds and thousands of millions of people who would look at something and say that it was not fair and it was unrighteous and it was disrespectful and it was inhumane, and the reaction and the outpouring from internally and across the world would create a scenario where change had to come because the opposing force was so much that it was looking to overwhelm the powers that be. In this day and age, we have managed to allow life and the degradation of humanity and people's morals and ethics and their belief in doing right and the consequences of doing wrong overwhelm us or reshape who we are, reshape generations, and our people are there feeling, well, you know what? It doesn't matter if I do right or wrong. I do right and wrong things happen to me. I do wrong, or the people who are doing wrong seem to be getting richer and more powerful. And it reminds me of how much we are, or how we are as human beings, so fragile and so have such short memories that history tends to be exactly that, in the background, in the past. We seem to forget those times of consequences. We seem to forget those times when righteousness won. We seem to forget that we are here today fighting for or thinking or witnessing rights being eroded that someone else fought for. And there was a time in that history when righteousness won. And the whole thing about righteousness is it always has to fight the unrighteousness. Good always has to fight bad, or good always has to fight evil. And the minute we get exhausted or tired or we turn our heads for a moment to take a rest, evil is always waiting there to pounce upon us, to make us feel like we can't go anymore. There are so many people out there who are suffering. Nobody's talking about the prices out there. The fact that people that are laid off every day, people are being laid off. In my own household, we've had layoffs. Struggles to move forward, struggles to meet the bills, struggles to make ends meet, struggles to still live a normal life and enjoy some of the things that we hope to enjoy or we look forward to enjoying each and every day as each and every day goes by. See, one of the most powerful things about our life or our lives, and the biggest culprit and the biggest thief at the same time, is time. When we put off for tomorrow because we can't be creative enough to find a way to enjoy today, even when the world is screaming at us and saying, I don't care, you don't matter. The problem is tomorrow is gone, is upon us, and yesterday is gone. Up to today, I'm at work. I'm working remotely at the moment, and a coworker says to me, "Do you know this person died?" I remember this really nice gentleman who just retired a few years ago, maybe less than 5 years ago, and he died. And I'm saying to myself, well, the connection I'm making is, what regrets did he die with? What regrets are people dying with every day? How many times have we put off for tomorrow, and tomorrow never comes? We all have different journeys. We all have different visions. We all have different things that excite us or make us feel alive. And we all have to pursue them. And we all have an obligation to humankind and to our Creator to pursue what is right in the face of what's wrong. We cannot get to the point where we're so disillusioned that we acquiesce. We're so disillusioned that we throw our hands up, that we just take the blows. It's like, you ever see that boxer in the ring who is standing there? He's got all this grit and power, all this promise, and he's losing the fight. And the referee is way across the ring and is very slow to respond. And his opponent is hitting him left, right, left, right. And for a moment in time, it seems like he's just bouncing from left to right, just standing there, won't go down, but is taking a beating. Won't even put his hands up anymore to protect himself. That is where it seems that we have become as a people. We're against the ropes, and we're taking the hooks and the uppercuts and the left and the right crosses, and we're just bouncing from left to right, taking the beating. We've got enough humankind, enough on our backs, and enough of a family or some part of society depending upon us, that we're standing or our legs are holding us up. But everything else is gone. We've given up. Our hands are dropped. Our heads, we're trying to hold them high, but we're taking a beating. And we can't even muster the energy to put our hands up to start protecting ourselves. Well, I'm here to tell you that we need to stand united. We need to start putting our hands to cover the punishment to protect ourselves. Not to strike out, but to take a stance to say we are strong enough. And then we start putting one foot in front of the other and stepping out of that corner of the ring, stepping off from against the ropes, and using humane and available means or creative means to fight back for righteousness while upholding life, upholding righteousness, upholding humanity. We can't just sit down and throw our hands down and say, this is it. We can't just look at wrong being done and just say, well, they're just doing what they're ever going to do, so we just let them do it. And we must remember, I tell you this from where I am. For those of you who have walked away from the channel because we have a difference in opinion, that's fine. I believe there's a time and place under the sun for everything. I believe there is divine orchestration. Everything that's happening, even the negative or the evil that's allowed to happen. If we stand strong in believing who we are, whose we are, if we stand strong in faith, the day will come when the sun will rise again. I promise you. Not because it's a cliche, but because history has taught us that after midnight always comes morning and the sun always rises. We need to stand up for each other, embrace each other, check on each other, figure out how we're doing and how we can help each other. And through this valley of the darkness, fear no evil, for we are not alone, and the sun shall rise again. Until the next time, please take care of yourselves. It's a pleasure to be here with you. And please take care of each other.